Let's talk about nutrition for a moment, especially when it comes to our children. The more we study food, the more we find hidden connections between food and chronic childhood ailments. So is it possible to curb recurring health problems like ear infections, moodiness, even frequent colds with food rather than medicine? Well, leading nutritionist Kelly Dorfman is the author of the fascinating book called What's Eating Your Child? And she joins us now from San Diego via Skype with what you need to know. Hi, Kelly. Nice to see you.
Good to see you, Connie.
So you've been working with parents and the medical professionals for about 25 years. Do you think that most people really understand the connection between food and their child's health?
No, I don't, Connie, which is why I wrote this book. I think that they vaguely understand that you are what you eat, but they don't know what that means in terms of the details. And so I wanted to fill in those details, and that's what the book's about.
Okay, so you're going to help us kind of decipher the clues to nutritional disorders, basically, that affect the body and brain. So let's get right to it. How might a zinc supplement cure, say, picky eating?
Well, it doesn't always cure picky eating because picky eating can be pretty tricky, but the one way that it can work is that zinc is a nutrient that's important for proper taste and smell acuity. So when children or even adults don't have enough zinc, and this is actually a big problem in the elderly population, food smells and tastes funny to them or tastes off. Like you'll see kids often say, "Ooh, that doesn't smell right," or "that doesn't taste right." And when you add zinc, suddenly the food smells and tastes the way it does to the rest of us.
So it could be a zinc issue. That's a place to start, at least.
Yes, and the other thing is that the typical white picky eating diet, which is a lot of white bread and pasta and macaroni and cheese, is very low in zinc. Zinc is found in nuts and seeds and meats. And so when kids are very picky, they can have a low zinc diet. And zinc is also important for growth and immune function, so you want to have enough zinc just for all kinds of reasons.
Okay, and then what's the peptide theory you talk about in your book, and how does it actually make people crave the food they could be allergic to?
Gosh, Connie, that's a complicated question, but I'll be happy to answer it. The peptide theory is, peptide is a fancy word for protein, of course, and the theory is that there are two proteins that are very complicated in foods. One is called casein, and that's the protein that's in milk products. 80% of the protein in dairy products from cows is casein. And the other complicated protein is gluten, and gluten is found in grains like wheat and rye and barley and spelt. And these two peptides, or proteins, when they don't break down properly in the body, they form a compound that your body accepts in the same place that it takes morphine and natural painkillers. So you can actually get a natural painkiller response from eating these foods, and this becomes addicting.
Wow, that's interesting. Let's talk about gluten and stay with that for a minute. It's so common in food these days. Are there symptoms that we might not recognize as a gluten intolerance?
Oh, absolutely. That's an excellent question. Some of the symptoms of gluten, we mostly recognize the stomach symptoms, of course. You recognize the stomach pain and gas and bloat and even reflux or other kinds of symptoms, constipation, diarrhea. Anything digestive-wise, people can say, well, that could be gluten. But the symptoms you may not know are the neurological symptoms, like headaches, or mysterious pains, depression, anxiety, mood swings, and then there are the skin disorders, and then there are also problems with joint pain for some people. So there's a lot of symptoms of gluten sensitivity that are beyond the stomach stuff.
Okay, now I want to get to your book event tonight in just a second because we're almost out of time, but I have to ask you this because I read it in your book and went, wow, what? We have how much bacteria in our bodies?
Oh, a lot of bacteria. There's actually more bacteria by count than cells in your body, so you're actually more bug than you, technically. But it's about a pound in a healthy person of good bacteria.
Wow, that's amazing. There are so many good things in this book. It's just a fascinating one to read. Tell us about your book signing tonight.
Well, it's going to be at Changing Hands Bookstore in Tempe, Arizona. That's at 7 o'clock, and everybody's welcome to come. Bring your questions, and we'll try to get to them all.
All right. Kelly Dorfman, it's so nice to see you. Thanks so much for being with us. The book is fascinating. It's called What's Eating Your Child. Have a great day.
And they can read more about it at what'seatingyourchild.com also if they can't make the event, but I hope they can.
Sounds good. Thanks, Kelly. You can also go to our website at abc15.com. Click on the Lifestyle tab, and we'll have all of Kelly's information there for you.